some of my orchids that I just needed to water that were downstairs. Gonna put some fresh rainwater through them, rinse the any minerals that would have built up in it. We got a good rain this week, so I have lots of rainwater. So I'm gonna go through and do them, but here's a little shoot of my downstairs orchids. These ones are my most recent one. I remember I did a video, an unboxing from Brookside, and this one had the really compacted root ball in the square, shape of a square, and I could barely get the moss, peat moss out of the middle of it, the sphagnum moss, excuse me. So I just kind of up potted it in a little bigger size, and it ended up going ahead and blooming. All those flowers are just gorgeous when the sun shines through them. It's more of an orange brown, like a rust, and a yellow lip with a white little ruffle, like a little bib. You got a few more buds yet to pop open. Some of these have dried out at the top, but these look like they will open up. There's no smell, not that I can smell. This one was called Oncidium Eye Candy, Pinky. So I'm gonna flush her along with all the others. This one, I've been waiting 4 or 5 days. I'm so excited. Can you see that? I checked on it last night. I know I did. I know before I went to bed, and she was as tight as could be. They look like little chili peppers. And look at that. She's opening up. I'll try to get up close without hurting her and see if you can see the inside. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is Pink Sonia. She's my dendrobium. But she's needing a good drink today too. The others haven't done any spiking. Dendrobium amabile, but it didn't reject the repotting. That's a good thing, but it's dry and ready for some fresh water. And this one I'm waiting to pop open. I thought it would be the first one to pop open from when I got them. This is the Melinda Marie Blue Fairy, and she's got little purple buds. She's lost all 3 leaves that she came with, and I thought that was possibly because I changed her medium right away when I get them. It could have just been transit. I don't know, but it does have a new shoot. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get it a little bit closer. See that? Right there, from there to there's a new shoot, and then those buds will open up. And it should be beautiful. She's got some roots growing down deep. She still feels wet, so I won't give her any water today. I'll put her in the bag. This beautiful one, I got it last Christmas, and I call him Snoopy. It's a Zygopetalum, and it had black chocolate smelling and chocolate colored flowers. And this whole year, from Christmas until now, this whole shoot has grown and gotten stronger and stronger. And this little guy has gotten thicker and bigger, but it hasn't gotten any taller. I don't know what that will turn into. So this and this whole shoot is new. And deep down in there, it keeps growing more roots. And I try to keep some, I don't know if you can see the little roots in there. And that one still feels wet. Him and that little purple one sit on the same counter. I must have watered them yesterday. Memory. Don't always remember. This is my Dendrobium chocolate chip, and she's had these blooms for quite a while. They have the little freckles on them. And I think these 2 up top have popped open as the newer ones. But they smell like cinnamon in the early morning. This little one is still doing its thing. It's a baby, I guess. Maui Charm Sakura. What has it done since I've had it? I think it's just gotten taller. I haven't killed it. This is the other one that I told my husband, it's gonna pop open a new flower every day. And it has been. It's so beautiful. Can you see the, I'll get a little closer up. Hopefully, when I look back on the footage, it's clear and in focus. But it's got a pink, magenta, maroon, 1, 2, 3, and this fourth one popped open last night. This one. Still attached to the other one. There we go. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to bloom. That was 10. 5 more to bloom. And this one, I call it Old Faithful. This was purchased at a grocery store. I think it's a Dendrobium nobile. Maybe that's not the name, I'm not certain. But these are all new canes that it has grown for me. This one's the newest. 1, 2, 3. And these big tall ones in the back had all the big bushy pink flowers on it last winter. So I'm hoping that this winter some of these others will have flowers on them. That'd be beautiful. But I keep this one in a glass container so it drips down. I'll show you. This is my little container, and I'll see if you can get real close. This is where all of the little tiny healthy critters live. What are they called? The little yellow, and they zigzag and they jump around. I'll come up with the name by the time I edit it. But there's a little colony of them. And I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can turn the camera down this way. You see them? Springtails, that's what they're called. And those are healthy. They eat the molds and the little bacteria growing in the pots down in your medium. And I watered this plant and they'll flush through, and then the colony grows and grows. And I scoop it out with a little teaspoon scooper, and I go around and sprinkle it in all my other plants. So this is a multi-purpose plant. Not only does it look good, but it has a great little colony of springtails. This is my wall of dendrobiums. I have them on mounts, different ones. The one hanging in the basket has bloomed for me a little bit this spring. Hopefully some more will come. Let me show you closer. And my messy walls, my shoebox. About that. Let's see. This one has little buds on it. Can you see? Hopefully they don't dry out on me from me having mounted them. Those little white ones, those are the bud tips. The ones up here haven't any buds on them. But I like this wall, the way it's right in front of the window, but off to the side. It's not a bright window. I mean, it's bright, but it's it's east facing. And that one, yeah. This one produces a lot of new baby shoots, cakeys. There's a couple at the end growing on. But that's my happy wall. This is my upstairs room where I keep the rest of my orchids. You saw earlier the ones that were downstairs, and they all got a nice good drink and a bath today. I wanted you to know that, no lie, I think the postman drove by about 20 minutes after I got that letter out there. So it was a good thing. We accomplished three things so far: the letter, the coffee, the watering of the downstairs orchids. The migraine is still really bothering me. That's why there's no makeup, there's puffy eyes, and I'm squinting like a pirate. But up here in the morning, I mist and spray some of my orchids that are on cork mounts, or I sprinkle water over them according to what they need. This is also where I keep my little baby ones that still have yet 2 years or so on them before they'll ever see a flower, and they're on a heat mat, and I check them every day, and or twice a day, and double check if they need more water. So I'll just show you some of the stuff I do. This one is my little Tulumnia. It's the only one that has survived. I've lost 2 of them so far. Roger says they're very easy. I think they're very hard. But I give it a good misting with my rainwater and let it drip. Here's another one. Tulumnia variegata. It's on a shingle. This little seedling, unfortunately, I bought a bunch of seedlings when I was starting. They weren't seedlings, they were about an inch tall. They weren't teeny tiny little flasks of flowers, but I got them from Orchids. Where did I get them from? Orchid Classics, this one, and it just hasn't really done anything. I took it out of its pot a couple of weeks ago, and I mounted it so that I could check the progress and see if it's doing anything. And I think since I've done that, this leaf has gotten longer. But I come in about twice a day and give him a good drink. This little guy, if he ever makes it, is a these names are so hard. Orangus biloba Classic. And this one started to fade out on me in the potting media. It didn't like it. I got it from Fantasy Orchids. Let's see, let's flip his name over here. This is the Long Life Angel Paradise. That's an SLC, and it's never bloomed for me. It didn't even produce a spike for me. So I took it out of the pot. Now I have it mounted. Obviously, I watered it a couple days ago. It needs it again today. So I will pour my fresh rainwater over that. I have a little bucket down here below me. You could probably hear me splashing. But I give it a good drink in hopes that I can start a new root growing on it soon. Every time my mama comes over, she'll ask me the same question. At which she's like, how come they're not in soil? And I say, well, these grow on trees, Mom, mostly, or bushes, but they don't like to be in the ground, just kind of hanging on stuff with lots of air on their roots and water when it rains in the rainforests. What else can I say? These are my shade-loving ones. I did a video about them when I got them. There was 2 put in one pot, and they called it one plant. Let's see. There's the other half of it. And they're doing well. They like it, like water every other day. This is a Ludacea Hamania. It's called the Black Jewel Orchid. So I'll give them a drink today. Let it flush through. I'm just doing the rainwater today. Letting it flush. And then the big guy needs his drink. It's the only one I have in a clay pot. Probably because at the time I was potting it, I didn't have a new order of plastic pots yet. But it's grown a lot. Let's see if you can see this is all new, this portion. And this portion, where's the camera? Are all new. So maybe it'll bloom again for me. I don't know if it's a once a year bloomer or not. Need a good drink on my Roebling Beach View CG. I don't see any new roots, but it hasn't died or turned yellow, and that doesn't mean there's not something going on underneath, but it's dry, ready for a good drink. I like this hobby with migraines. You don't have to be all the way there. You can be halfway there and take care of orchids. So that's nice. Get the excess water off. And hopefully it grows well. I won't show you all of them. That'd be kind of boring for you probably. But I do want to show you this one. He was my first orchid that I named, and he's Charlie Brown. And I love Charlie Brown. He's got my heart. And it is getting better. But can you see that? It lost every single root. But deep inside, let's see if I can show you. There's 2 roots in there. Can you see them? And they've been getting longer and longer. I missed it every day with a little water bottle. And come on, Charlie Brown, you can do it. I don't think I've noticed any other roots. But it does have that little growth at the top, so it's trying. He gets water every day just to miss those roots. These were baby keikis that came off of the plants downstairs. They're taking over, growing here. I like dendrobiums. They're kind of like easy for me. Give it a good drink. Then I'll just give you a glance at the baby ones. Then I will be done boring you with orchids. Let me show you down here. Let's see, can you see them? They're back there. Let me move these out of the way. There's some little ones. The ones I got as seedlings from Olympic Orchids, they have done very poorly for me. It could be that they were my first attempt at orchids and I just didn't have knowledge, but there's no roots after almost a year. No root. So, not very happy with those, but I'll start over again someday if I need to. I got a variety of things trying to grow back there. Well, I'm going to continue watering today. I believe my daughter's going to come over and her puppy and the dogs will go out and run in the backyard together, and that'll be great. I'm still pushing that migraine through. And I looked on my calendar and on Monday, so 3 days from now, I get my injections again. Yay! So that means pain levels will be going down by Monday. Appreciate your time with me today. I wish you well. I wish you pain-freeness. And if you do have pain, I pray you can find a little piece of joy, a little piece of rest today. Maybe a pretty flower will catch your eye. Have a great day.